Hi there, crafters! I keep on sharing the weekly spreads that I'm creating for my planner. Now it's time for the month of February, and today I'm going to share 4 spreads. The supplies I'm using will be listed on my blog and in the description, but because I'm trying to use up my old supplies, some of them might be no longer available. In this case, I will try to offer you a substitute. So here are the close-up pictures of all 4 layouts, and now let's move on to the tutorial and see how I made them. So this is my journal. It has Kraft pages and ring binding, really convenient for this purpose. And now I'm going to take off all the pages that I'm going to work on. I have washi tape already attached to the pages, and this one happened to be the holiday one, but it's no problem because it's still cold outside. This Polaroid die I'm using is by Gummiapan, and I have die cut it 7 times for 7 days of the week. And now I'm going to make some masks out of sticky notes. They are just a little bit smaller than the frame itself. So I'm arranging those masks on my pages. The first 3 will stand for the last 3 days of January, and the rest of them are referring to February. The stencil I'm using is Holiday Knit by Holtz. I have placed it on top of the page, and then I'm applying some frayed burlap distress ink through the stencil. Because this stencil is not large enough to cover the whole page, I have to expand the pattern. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going for a vintage look. And now I'm repeating the same process on the right page of the layout. Then with a baby wipe I'm removing the ink from washi tape areas, and then I can remove all the masks. I'm also going to apply some of the frayed burlap distress ink over the edges of each frame. And then I'm sticking down all the 7 frames with a little bit of liquid adhesive. This way the insides of the frame will remain blank while the background is going to be patterned. I'm holding the die cuts down with an acrylic block until the glue dries. I'm going to pick a large letter F from the sticker book by Holtz, unfortunately discontinued now, and I'm gluing it down onto my page. I'm using a little bit of glue because this sticker is repositionable and I want it to be permanent. I'm using a mini alphabet stamp set by Studio G to spell the word February. The ink I'm using is Memento Rich Cocoa. Memento inks are my all-time favorites for intricate stamping. Now I'm going to put the date on each of the frames, but instead of writing it down manually, I'm going to use this dater stamp. You can choose any date, month and year to stamp, but I'm not going to stamp the year because I have it written on the front page of my book. That finishes the first layout, and now I can move on to the next one. The washi tape that I have attached is also the vintage one, so I'll try to keep up with this theme. I'll be using this border stamp by Graphic 45 to divide each page in 2 horizontally. The stamp itself is unfortunately discontinued, but you can use any other border stamp, or you can stamp the small image repeatedly to create your own border. Then I'm going to stamp a larger image in the bottom right corner. I'm using Rich Cocoa ink again. Next I'm going to use this texture stamp by Holtz. It's from the set called Slight Alterations. I'm not using an acrylic block, instead I'm kind of curling up the stamp with my fingers and pressing it slightly only at the edge. This way I'm creating vertical dividers for my page. I need those dividers to kind of frame the area for each day of the weekly spread. Then I'm using the same technique to create a frame all over my pages. This technique is very quick and easy, and it's a lot of fun to do. I'm going to use a couple of tiny heart images. They are from Grateful Heart stamp set by Poppy Stamps, and I'm going to add them above the teapot. Then with a brown pen I will add all the dates for this week. I'm really happy that I managed to go only with a stamping for this layout. Ring binding does allow you to add more bulk to your pages, but because there are so many pages in the journal, we should not add too many of those elements. So this is my next spread with the washi tape already attached, and this one is going to be coffee themed. I have 7 little frames here already die cut, and now I am arranging them on my pages. I'm not sticking them down so far. Instead, I'm applying some temporary adhesive on the insides of those frames. I'm using the repositionable glue dots. Before I start creating the background, I'm going to make my own stickers using the same washi tape that I have already attached to the page. To do it, I need to attach the washi tape to a piece of non-stick paper, and I'm using the backing from the sticker sheet. Then I just have to cut out the images with the scissors, and this will make some pretty stickers. I am arranging all the elements at the bottom of the page. Then I'm going to peel off the backing and attach them to the page to create my own little still life. The nice thing about washi tape stickers is that they add almost no bulk to the page. Now I'm setting aside all the heart frames and I'm going to do some stenciling. The stencil I'm going to use is Burlap by Tim Holtz. I'm applying vintage photo distress ink. When I'm done with the stenciling, I'm going to use the baby wipe again to remove all the ink from the washi tape. And then I'm going to repeat this process on the other page. I'm applying a little bit of liquid adhesive onto the frames and sticking them down, and then I'm removing the inside of the frame. This is how I created the plain frames on a patterned background. I'm going to complete my layout by stamping a sentiment and writing the dates inside each of the frames. So this is the finished weekly spread, and the next one is going to be breakfast themed. The first thing I'm going to do is to create the background that would match my washi tape borders. This time I'll be using a wood grain stamp by Hero Arts. I'm applying some black ink onto it and just pressing down my page on top of it. This is as simple as that. Now I will do the same on the other page. Here I have the Kraft paper stickers. Each circle is 1.5 inches in diameter, and I'm going to attach 7 of them to my pages. To make those circles stand out more against the background, I'm tracing them with a black pen and adding a little bit of shading on the one side of the circle. Then I am writing the date above each circle. All there is left to do is to attach some die cuts on top of the page. These dies I'm using are by Magnolia. I have a cutting board and cutlery cut out of black paper, and now I'm going to add some white ink on top of the cutting board. This is going to reveal a wood grain texture. I'm also adding some white ink around the edges of the die cuts, and then I'm going to attach them randomly on top of the pages. The last layout for today is finished. I'm stacking all the pages that I have decorated today together, and then I'm placing them back into my journal. And this is what the finished project looks like. Thank you for watching this tutorial till the end. If you are looking for more inspiration, you can click any picture on the screen or visit my YouTube channel. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again really soon.